Today, I want to quickly cover the new Leap upgrade coming to Rosetta Rigor in the upcoming update Across the Ruined Sea, since I wasn't able to fit it in the Bolter video guide. And if you want to know more about Rosetta, check out my previous Rosetta guide I made back during her debut, and the last Bianca guide for team rotation and comps. And if you don't want to miss future PGR guides and videos, don't forget to subscribe because PGR is about to get wild, and also I stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/spider2b, and if I make any corrections or forget to mention something, it'll be pinned in a comment below. Alright, let's dive in.
こちら 2B 問題ない
So here's the cost for the Leap Ascension. It's covered in more detail in my Leap Ascension video, but let's just say it's fairly expensive and will take some time to grind out. As for the Leap Ascension itself, let's start with her QTE and orbs. At base, the damage of the blue orb is increased. At level 9, her QTE pulls in enemies, and at level 18, it gives ultimate energy after using her QTE. And if you have Rosetta at SS, she gets some extra damage bonus after using her blue orb. Overall, not really any visible changes outside of the QTE grouping, which is very nice. Next, let's go over her ultimate Leap Ascension. At base, her ultimate damage is increased, and available QTEs are triggered when ulting. At level 9, Rosetta gains energy on swap-in, and at level 18, Rosetta can hold basic attack while ulting to plunge, triggering her core passive railgun. And depending on how long it was held, and if all 3 core passive stacks were consumed, you can trigger the enhanced core passive railgun shot, granting the big damage, but more importantly, the long duration physical defense shred. And if you have Rosetta at SS+, she gets an additional 5% physical resistance shred, up to 10%. Overall, it's a huge change to her rotation, and it allows her to no longer need to spend time charging the railgun and just use the ultimate plunge instead. And finally, for her core passive, at base, it increases the damage of the core passive railgun by 10%. At level 9, the railgun deals more damage after ulting and also pulls in enemies, and at level 18, the railgun gives extra energy, but more importantly, after using the railgun, either through her ultimate plunge or by holding down basic attack, her gauge will start to drain for 4 seconds. When the gauge is active, using 3 orb or matrix pings or ultimate will buff the physical damage of the ability used. And if you have SS Rosetta, you get the base 5% physical resistance shred. Overall, a decent increase in grouping and damage with some nice quality of life buffs. So TLDR, her QTE leap mainly gives some grouping for the QTE, her ultimate leap gives grouping, damage, and a way to fire her railgun by doing the ultimate plunge, and her core passive leap gives extra damage and grouping for the railgun and the ability buff gauge. As for her wish to upgrade first, start with her ultimate for the plunge, followed by the core passive for the damage and ability buff gauge, and then finally the QTE for the grouping. But as with all leap upgrades, you'll want to fully commit and max out all of the leaps since each level passive comes together to make sure that Rosetta can perform her rotation properly. Rosetta can basically swap an attack to burn 1 core passive charge, and then use her ultimate to burn the remaining 2 charges, enabling her enhanced core passive railgun. And after pulling in enemies with her ultimate, she can plunge in to deal even more AoE physical damage, and shred the physical defense with the enhanced core passive. And then afterwards, burn the remaining 3 orb or matrix pings, which are empowered before swapping out. When rotating properly, the leap takes advantage of all the buffs available and smooths out the overall rotation of the physical team while providing consistent damage when bolters and orb downtime. It really is designed to synergize perfectly with Luminance and Bolter, so definitely worth investing in. And if you don't have her, you can pick up Rosetta and her weapon for free in the upcoming free S rank selector. And that's pretty much it. I want to keep this video short and concise, but if you have further questions, drop in the comments or ask our community Discord, link in the description. Subscribe for more featured PGR guides and videos, and drop a like if you found this video helpful, and a dislike if you didn't. And that's it for this video. Until next time, peace league.